Hello, my dears. Apologies for the inconsistent posting. I am back and I have missed y'all so much. I have been itching to talk to y'all, and why not start it off with answering some questions that y'all have left in the comment section of many different videos. So, should I just give up if she thinks we're friends? Yeah, I think so. And let's be specific on what it is exactly that you are giving up. Are you giving up the entire connection of having known her? Are you giving up the romantic pursuit of trying to be more than friends with her? If it is the latter of that, then yeah, I think you should, because romance does require at least two people to consent to the idea of being more than friends. If we don't hit the minimum requirement of two, then don't take it as such a loss that y'all don't get to progress further into a different type of connection. I'm not going to say deeper, because I wouldn't always equate being romantic means being deeper with them. I think you can have an extremely intimate, fulfilling, and deep relationship with someone as your friend. If this person just wants to be friends with you, then yes, I say give up. But in a more optimistic tone, I think you should just redirect of where can you put yourself romantically with someone that does want to do that with you. Just because she didn't want to doesn't mean that no one else will. By chance, have you made a video on how to approach a friend that you've known for years, maybe 5, but only follow each other on Instagram? But now you're interested in trying to develop a love interest with them. How would you go about doing it? 5 years is a very long time. I wonder, once again, guys, this is just my opinion. Like, I don't know the nuances or the small details that make up a very big factor as to why y'all ask these questions. So take my words for a grain of salt. Why is it that you are interested in all of a sudden wanting to develop this love interest with them after having been their friend for 5 years? What changed? It kind of already seems like you are leaning towards romance anyways with this person. So following into the specific question of how would you go about doing so, I would say tell them the truth. Dig deeper within yourself as to why do you want to pursue this now? And when you have those answers, tell them, this is how I feel about you, this is why, and I am interested in trying to develop a love interest with you. What do you think? You know yourself best, and you know the person more than I do. If they prefer to take things at a slower pace and to process things on their own without a live audience on the other side of the phone, then sure. But have fun. Maybe send a postcard. I don't know. But I think at the bottom line is to be truthful and informational. Is it normal to not have fallen in love in quite some time? Because my last relationship, I did love her, but never got to feel the same emotion as before when being in love, and I do wish to be in love. That is insanely normal. I'd say everyone experiences love differently. In terms of intensity or frequency, everyone has a different pattern, and also love is so surprising. I have been proven again and again that I learn myself through love. Sometimes I think that I am all caught up with what I like and who I know myself to be. Love shows me that, oh, there's parts of myself that become exposed when I am in this state of romance and unity with somebody. Grief and recovery in love is very complex. I know some relationships where it lasted like 3 months, and that can be the one where it really stings somebody for many years. You know, I don't think that time really abides to the laws of love, as corny as that sounds. The way how our heart heals and the way how the next time our heart sings for a person, it doesn't really have a stopwatch or a sense of time when it is ready for another person. Be careful with the line, you never got to feel the same emotion as you did before with, I assume, your last love. If you're always going to be searching for that same exact emotion that you had when you were with your last partner, then you are setting yourself up for failure. Even if you do fall in love with the next person, it is going to be an entirely different emotion. Maybe it's going to be similar, but it is not going to be exactly the same. I think it's time to make peace with it. Make peace with the fact that you might / will never feel that again. Ever. And that's okay. I know it sounds really depressing and very sad, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing that the next love you will feel is different. The last one didn't work out, and also you are growing. You are becoming older by the second, and you are becoming a different person, whether we all know it or not. We have all of these small changes to ourselves, whether it's for the better or for the worse. Throw a funeral for it. Come to terms with the excitement that I'm so excited to experience a different type of love after this. The last line of "I do wish to be in love." Understood. Don't get me wrong, I fully resonate with this message. I think of my first love when I read this because that was a pure, innocent love that I will never, ever be able to replicate. Do I think of it from time to time? Sure, I do. But it's more so from a nostalgic point of view. I have come to terms that, okay, I will never have a first love again, but I am moving through my 20s. I do wish to be in love as well, but I'm not necessarily seeking for the feeling of that one particular person. I'm seeking for a feeling of being cared for, being seen and being respected, and also just being sweet to and for. I talked to the girl who did eye contact with me, and she played with my feelings. Probably just an exceptional case, but I doubt most people are like that. We got a reply of, "If a fisherman went fishing and caught a bad fish, is that a good reason for him to quit fishing?" This isn't even a question, I just wanted to put this in here for whoever needed to hear it. I never really managed to get past the eye contact phase either, and I will speak for myself. I am a bit scared to try to make eye contact with the other side in order to not look like some creepy person. I said, being creepy can be a slippery fine line. Very understandable. However, ask yourself, from the bottom of my heart, am I a creep? Not, do I seem creepy? They replied back, I don't see myself as a creep, but how can I ensure the other side won't see me as one as well? The answer is you can't. We can't ensure anything from anybody else's point of view. That is the free will of interpretation. That is something you have no control of, and you're not supposed to. We are supposed to allow people to make inferences. We are supposed to allow people to have their opinions and their judgments, whether they are true or false. We do have the power to persuade them to lean one way or another, but at the end of the day, their opinion of you is theirs. With this case scenario of fearing being seen as creepy, I think it's a good idea to apologize if on the other side they do interpret you as such after their opinion had been made. Sometimes giving someone peace is fully leaving the situation and saying, I'm sorry. There is actually no way that you can ensure how someone will see you, but there is a way how you can ensure how you respond to it. I think that says a lot more than someone's instant inference about you. How do you differentiate kindness and closeness? Not necessarily romantically, but more so as it pertains to friendship. When can you tell if someone actually wants to be your closest friend? Because although I don't really want to be involved romantically with someone, I would love to have someone who I could view as my closest friend, but I'm struggling to differentiate between what could be them wanting to be close or them just being kind. How I got pretty close with my close friends is that I didn't hold back in how much I wanted to care for them. I reach out to my friends quite often, just random good mornings, random how are yous, and then the randomness kind of led into daily practices, and now I just couldn't help but be curious as to where they are in their day, how they are doing, if they've eaten yet. I'd say maybe the difference is probably frequency. Closeness, yes, you are probably kind with them, but kindness kind of feels a bit more sporadic, a little bit less routine. With someone that you are wanting to be close with, how frequent can they be within your daily habits? Not saying that you have to hang out with them every single day or even call them every single day, but how often are you actually checking in on them? How often are y'all actually curious about each other or spending quality time together? What should I do if you care about someone so much and they have feelings for you, but you know they can be better off with someone else who's more capable, do better, and make them happier? Something tells me that you don't reciprocate feelings for them, and that's okay. I'm not saying that's an issue. There's already just so much comparison going on that I'm actually just curious, how do you view yourself? Already it kind of seems like you don't view yourself as a very adequate partner for someone that you do care for. Like, there's just two avenues I can see this question kind of going down. One route of the avenue is, if you do reciprocate feelings for them, then pinpoint those things as to what is it that you are not capable of doing? What is it that you want to be better at? There's also the other avenue of where you actually don't like this person. You care about them a lot and they have feelings for you, but you don't have feelings for them and they are better off being with someone else. Not to say that you are a bad partner, but it's just saying that you are not their partner, and that's also okay. I think if anything, that takes a lot of strength and resilience to not jump into a romantic relationship that is available and ready to be served on a silver platter for you, because you know deep in your heart that y'all aren't really meant to be. Is it possible to find the person for life the first time you get into a relationship? Because even though I didn't date or anything, I think I know what I'm looking for. But since I watch your videos, it kind of switched my perspective on that thought. Sure, yeah, I'm never gonna say anything's impossible. You can end up with your forever person within your first relationship, but I'd say just because you know what you're looking for down to the T doesn't mean that that is going to be your end-all relationship. Like I said before, we learn about ourselves through love, through relationships. We face different types of hardships that we've never had to face before. Versus being single, there are different obstacles. Let's say you meet your dream partner. They have all the details of everything that you are looking for. But what about all the details of who you are as a partner? Those are two completely different things. Kind of like love languages. We actually have a love language that we enjoy giving. There is a different use of the love language when it comes to receiving. One person can really enjoy giving gifts as a form of love, but how they like to receive love is by words of affirmation of, that means so much. Just because someone enjoys giving a gift doesn't mean that they want a gift back. Same thing with this sentiment of, you know what you're looking for, but do you know what you look like when you're in a relationship? It entirely changes. There are so many heartbreak stories that I have lived and that I have heard of I was with the dream person. I was with my dream partner, but I just didn't know how to keep it. I wasn't ready from a maturing standpoint. I didn't know how to bring up conflict or resolve it yet in terms of actually being in a relationship and navigating with the person that you have found. Two entirely different things. I wish you luck, I really do. If anything, I'm actually very excited for you to find out so much more about yourself through this journey of falling in love and dating. How come you left that group if it was so complete? Did you have to move cities? This is probably referring to a video where I talked about leaving the best friend group I had ever been a part of. I have never felt love so full and so rich and so meaningful ever in my life. However, I did leave. Sometimes I think, maybe I'll never feel that level of care ever again. Those thoughts just kind of came with me moving to an entirely new city. But yes, I did have to move cities because I am pursuing my dreams, despite all of the fears surrounded by the city of New York and what it really means to be a creative. I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker, and I want to tell stories about love, the duality of how beautiful it can be as well as how fatal it can feel. Now I am surrounded by a wonderful, wonderful, talented myriad of cinematographers, and I can't wait to keep showing all things that I make. There's actually a pretty big project coming up, and I will share about it very, very soon. Lucy, will you make a video about celibacy or abstinence till marriage for me and anyone else who wants to follow that lifestyle? All I can say is know your reason, know your why. After many years of self-discovery, I found that I have a very interesting relationship when it comes to touch. I find myself very selective in who is the receiver of that. It wasn't even necessarily a decision I had to make or a choice. I just had to listen to myself. How did I actually feel? Would it have been better if I just didn't at all? Time and time passed, and I was like, wow, I feel so clear. I feel so much clarity and I feel so focused. Then it kind of just went on to, I don't think I want to share this with just anybody. And I'm not proclaiming myself to be either celibate or abstinent. I think I'm just very, very selective. I think that there is a thin boundary between placing it in a very sacred category or repression. I didn't have any problem sharing about it, and people actually responded back with questions, and I was able to answer them, or I was able to ponder right in front of them, and we were able to have a very introspective conversation. I actually went on a date recently. I went on like my first date in like the past year. I've only gone on one date, and I had to let him know, hey, just an FYI, I actually don't really partake in physical touch, and if I do, it will take me a very, very, very long time. I can't even promise you that there will be physical touch at all. I really don't know, but at the moment I just don't really feel a need for it, and I don't really want to be involved with that. He instantly said, okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work. I said, that's cool, that's fine. I hope you do meet someone that it does work with. He said, good for you for figuring yourself out. I wish you the best in luck in finding someone that patient. I was like, thank you, I think I will. That's the only thing I can say to this comment, is just let them know early. The cool ones will stick around, and if you change your mind, that's also allowed too. Just know your why. Do you think that people who have broken up can find their way back to each other after growing and changing? Or do you think once a connection is broken, it's broken? Like I said, I'm never gonna say anything's impossible. Yeah, there are chances of people getting back together after having grown and changed. But personally, for my own personal relationships, I believe in once the connection is broken, it's broken. I also haven't gotten back with anybody from my past before, so something tells me that whoever wrote this comment probably is going through a heartbreak and is wondering if there's a chance of coming back. Life probably does suck right now, thinking about what we were, who should I be in order for them to want me back. But continue on with the grow and the change, be present in it. Open your eyes and see how much your life is changing. After the growing and the changing, know that you did that without them. It's quite beautiful how so many doors open up when just one of them closes. It was probably a very painful door to close. My problem is that I don't know what to say anymore. It's all silent and no convo, and we both know it's off. How do I fix that? I'm sorry, honey. You can't. I'm actually very, very proud of you that y'all can actually sense that something is off. Like, great instinct. Now, the whole point of our instincts is that we follow them. There is nothing for you to fix here. You didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. If anything, y'all did something right by trying it out. Now, the next thing for y'all to do right is go your separate ways. Allow the chance for someone else to feel right with you. There isn't really anything to fix because there's nothing really broken either. like two pieces of a puzzle. They're pieces from two different puzzle sets. There isn't really anything to fix or paint onto in order for them to be conjoint and to hold the same image. It's just something for you to accept of, oh, you belong in a different box and I belong in a different box. Guys, that's actually gonna happen way more often than not. Through my years of dating, I have understood just recently that not every single date is supposed to feel magical. Not every single date is supposed to end in a relationship. This is just a trial run for us to see, does something feel a tad bit off between us? Well, I hope y'all enjoyed today's Q&O. It's more so questions and opinions, because I'm not going to say that all of my words are the answer. But yeah, I hope y'all had the time of your life regardless, and I can't wait to keep chitting and chatting with y'all. Feel free to leave questions in the comment section below. I can't wait to see y'all next week. I wish you a well-balanced dinner tonight, as well as a 10-minute reading session from that book you've been meaning to read. Thank you so much, my dears, and I will see y'all next week.